877-600-4264.
The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money, money, money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money, 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 money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grande.
Money's coming to me.
Let's talk more about the banks as we gear up for an onslaught of earnings.
When I look at those numbers, they were great. And Jeff was just reiterating how strong those numbers really were.
This quarter for banks, it's bull market banking.
Here we go. Unbelievable. Welcome to Phil's Gang, coast to coast around the country, off the Wall Street Radio Network, and boom, time for the banks again. Not true. It's amazing. The fake business news network, how they take parking space in someone's head in one day, when the banks, the investors, the bond market, they're worried about the banks. They're very worried about the banks because of defaults. Remember, we still have over 6 million people who are not back to work. And they don't want to go to work, most of them, because they know this new $3.2 trillion program from this administration has got all kinds of free stuff in it. Why work? You don't have to pay for your kids' college anymore. Why work? I mean, it's amazing. So the plunger team, which again, that's the president with his group, the head of the SEC, community, and also head of the commodities future trading, and other government agencies. They get together and they make a decision how to move the market. And they had to move the market today with these banks, because they knew when these numbers came out, as much as they want to say how great these numbers are, they knew that investors were not going to go in and buy the banks. They had to move these banks up. Remember, there's two leaders. There's big tech. That's what everybody's addicted to. And then you have the banks. So when they started to report these banks today, the first thing they did, the plunger team came in and they have their meeting and say, listen, start buying your own stocks. Because see, the reality is the banks are in trouble. They've been in trouble since November 2018. They still put $125 billion a month into these banks. The Federal Reserve keeps printing money, going to the banks to keep them out of trouble, and they buy their treasuries and put them on their balance sheet so these banks will have cash so they can stay alive. Remember, these banks have been in trouble since 2018, but they never talk about it. Investors are worried about the loan defaults. And remember, the banks have been dependent on the $6.5 million of printing, in which that 6 million, remember, 6.5 million was used to extend rent moratoriums, student loan moratoriums, these non-stop enhancement unemployment checks, where the state would send an extra $300 a week after they got their $300, after their $1,400 check one time. They get $300 a week from the federal government for unemployment. And then again, remember that they combined it, ended up with $600 between the federal government and the town you live in or city you live in, coming from the state rather. So the reality is, investors know the deal. They know that now all that money, 7.5 million people, They were getting that kind of money, depending on that $6.5 million. That's gone. That's gone. That's what was preventing the defaults. That's crazy. That's crazy. So investors are also worried about these banks' consumer confidence. Just think about it. They're talking how great the banks are. You hear it listening to them? They're talking about the last 3 months. But in the last 3 months, the consumer confidence is the worst. It's been dropping. So at the same time, they tell you these numbers.
Let's talk more about the banks as we gear up for an onslaught of earnings.
When I look at those numbers, they were great.
Yeah, they're great.
This quarter for banks, it's bull market banking.
Yeah. During those same months, remember, consumer confidence has been tanking. And what is so important about consumer confidence? When consumer confidence is down, that's a worry. Because consumer confidence measures the confidence that you have in your income. How stable you feel. How stable you feel about your job, about your income. People stop spending. When consumer confidence goes down, they stop spending. And that's what we're seeing, consumer confidence going down. So there's two things going on here. The fake Business News Network is telling us how great these banks are. And what's pushing these banks up, one, is trading. Most of these banks, if you take J.P. Morgan or Morgan Stanley or J.P. Morgan, Bank of America, their money is coming in from trading, stock trading. You take stock trading away, they're in deep trouble. That's where their money's coming in from, but they don't tell you that. Here's another thing they're not going to tell you. With these big banks, J.P. Morgan, Citi, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, the third quarter earnings that they are touting, which are at 27.6%, but they're not telling you that's down from the 91% earnings growth achieved in the second quarter. What are you, nuts? Nobody's focusing on that, are they? Nobody's focusing on what the banking analysts are talking about. They expect profits to stay flat for the fourth quarter. Of course. Inflation's a killer. All of a sudden we lose inflation in one day. Today was the one day, no more inflation. Everything's okay again. Everything's good. Because the plunger went out, told the banks start buying their own shares today, make it look good. Don't worry about consumer confidence. Don't worry about that. Don't worry either. Remember, the analysts also are saying how the investors realize economic growth is slowing. Well, of course economic growth is slowing, which kills the banks. Remember, you got to look forward, not behind. You got to look forward, not behind. Our economic growth, remember they told us the last quarter is going to be like 13%? We're lucky we hit 2.8%. It's just amazing. So here we got today, the plunger team is driving the bank stocks. And then we got the tourist driving the big tech stocks. What should be driving both should be a good productivity in our economy. What should be driving both is where money is being printed and targeted to produce more goods, to drive more small business, create more small business. We should be driving products. We're not. We're not driving products. You send everybody home. You disincentivize them to work. I mean, hell, that's nothing new for Pelosi. Remember when she said, "Go home and play the piano"? I mean, she's doing the same thing now.
But we have to pass the bill so that you can find out what is in it.
Yeah, remember that? Then she said, "Go home and play the piano. Go home and do artwork. Never mind, we're going to take care of you. We're going to take care of your health care." Remember that? And we're in the same situation again with this new bill, 3.2 trillion. So what you're listening to today is garbage. And I'm going to show you what we're going to do with these banks and big tech stocks when we get back.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
When the market's open, we watch the market all day long. And when we see there's an opportunity for a stock, and it's a stock that we've been following, there's a lot of stocks we put on our watch list, and it has to hit a certain criteria. Then when it does, we alert you. You immediately get an alert that says, we bought this stock, X stock, at $30. So you get an alert immediately. What's better than that? I mean, nobody does that for you. But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night, and you don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. And that's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now, worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days. What, are you nuts? If the stock market can make you so rich, especially Apple and Microsoft and Google and Amazon and the rest, why are so many Americans poor? If the 401k promises you a retirement, then why is it we are in a retirement crisis? Here's the answer. Because 85% of you get out of the market too late. I fixed that with my color-coded chart, which tells you when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out. That's right, when to run like hell. Check it out. You get a free membership and the free color-coded chart for 10 days. Check it out, philsgang.com.
With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG.
Thinking about investing in the stock market? Go to philsgang.com, where we have over 50 years experience in trading and investing in the stock market. Phil's Gang teaches you how to make profits in the market with stock chart analysis, up-to-the-minute alerts, and always keeping you informed with professional guidance in long and short-term positions. Go to philsgang.com or call one of our professional staff to answer your questions. 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Stop wondering about your financial future and start doing something about it.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now are the worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgate.com. Join today, free for 10 days.
Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call, 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
If you want to be creative and be a musician or whatever, you can leave your work.
You can leave your work. And then she says you can go home, learn how to paint, play the piano. Don't worry about health insurance. We're going to give it to you. Obamacare, we're going to give it to you. Remember she said that? It's the same thing that's going on now with this $3.2 trillion bill. If you're an investor, the best thing for you to make money, there's no better place than the stock market. But you got to get this garbage out of your head. You got to depend on one thing. Thank God to the technology we have today. You don't listen to any of these people. These people you hear on these financial shows, I don't care if it's Fox Business, I don't care if it's Bloomberg, their interest isn't the same as yours. They're not there to help you. They're on those shows to move people in the direction that they want that benefits them. Go buy Microsoft. Don't buy Apple. Don't buy the banks. They're there to promote the banks because they're in them, and that's how they make money. And the other thing, they never tell you when to get out. When do they ever tell you to get out and then turn around and short it? No, they're not there to benefit you. Our Congress is not there to benefit us. The Democrats aren't there to benefit the Democrats. The Republicans aren't there to benefit the Republicans. They're there to benefit the party. Just the party. Not the individuals that are out in the real world. They don't care about the people who live in Sarasota, where the Democrats don't care about the people. Republicans don't care about the people. They care about themselves. So why would we be so lucky to think that these guys you hear every day on these fake business news networks, you're going to be so lucky to think that they care about you? Come on. That's crazy. It's just crazy. Doesn't work. So let's talk about what's going on this morning. Okay, so now here we've had a terrible situation. If you go all the way back to the crash of February 2020 to March 2020, the yields on the 10-year Treasury were less than 1%. 1 basis point. Less than 1 was 0.81. That was terrific for big tech stocks. Terrific for big tech stocks. People were buying bonds left and right, remember? And then the big tech stocks, after the crash, started to go straight up. The billionaires made $1.5 billion on tech stocks from March 2020 to March 2021. Because tech stocks love low yields, low interest rates. And how do you get those low yields? How do you get those low yields? People are, every time they turn around and they buy treasuries, people say, I'm scared. Right after a crash, they go buy bonds. They could buy treasury bonds. They say to their brokers, I just want to protect my principal. They say, okay, then we're going to sell you treasury bonds. And when you buy these treasury bonds, the yields go down. And that's beneficial for the big tech stocks, not the banks, the big tech stocks. So from March 2020 to March 2021, the bank stocks went up. The tech stocks went up. We had a rally about 113% until we started to hit April of 2021. Now the yield is at 173. Whoa, that's bad. Very bad for tech stocks. And then tech stocks started to pull back. Now, why did they pull back? When they say buying a dip. Why was there a dip in the first place? See, this is stuff people don't know. And they just buy stocks because they hear somebody on CNBC or Fox Business, they go buy the dip. So the reason we had a dip in the big tech stocks, because when you get yields that high, very bad for big tech. So the big institutions, the big banks, the big hedge funds, they dump them, they sell them. And for you people in bonds, you really get screwed. If you're in the bond market, you really get screwed when that happens. When they sell, interest rates go up. Yield, they're called yields. They go up. And that's very bad for the economy. So what happened is, what caused the dip? Investors dumped their tech stocks because yields were going up. And if you're addicted to tech stocks, remember, 6 tech stocks drive 497 other stocks called the S&P 500. So what causes the dip is Europeans and the smart, they dumped. They sold, they dumped their bonds, and they all of a sudden the yields start going crazy. And that kills, if you're in the stock market, the first thing you look at, if you're buying and selling tech stocks, you always watch that yield. We do this every day for our members. We tell them exactly what to do. We watch the yield. Every day we watch those like a hawk. So that is what caused the dip, people selling those stocks. It also caused tremendous inflation. When you have yields going up, that's interest rates going up, that's huge inflation. Budget deficits. They're spending all this crazy money. Remember, we had a huge budget deficit in 2020. Our Congress, those gangsters, they spent $3 trillion more than we took in tax revenue in 2020. So they decided on top of that, they're going to do another bill. They're going to do another $3.2 trillion. How are they going to pay for it? Oh, they say it's paid for. Don't worry about it. They're going to go and tax the rich. Well, that's a lie. You put all the people who make $1 million, more than $1 million, put them all in one room. You can't even pay half of that $3.2 trillion, but people don't check on that. They know they can get away with that lie, and they do. We're going to have the biggest budget deficit in history. So if you're sitting in there and buying tech stocks today, you better know what you're doing. And same with the bank stocks. So let's take a look at Microsoft. And let's take a look at some of these stocks. Here, I got Apple up right here. So Apple, if you're buying Apple today, just like you thought... You remember when you went and said buy on the dip Apple? Remember back in, that was on October 4th, buy on the dip? And then you lost money on it? And when I get back, we're going to talk about these tech stocks and what you should be doing. We'll go over them. And the bank stocks. And then you'll know what to do.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down. It keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now are the worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days. When the market's open, we watch the market all day long. And when we see there's an opportunity for a stock, and it's a stock that we've been following, there's a lot of stocks we put on our watch list, and it has to hit a certain criteria. Then when it does, we alert you. you immediately get an alert that says, we bought this stock, X stock, at $30. So you get an alert immediately. What's better than that? I mean, nobody does that for you. But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night, and you don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
I've signed up, and I've learned an incredible amount from Phil and Steve. The staff at Phil's Gang gives platinum-level service and stock recommendations. You know, it's as simple as that. At the end of a month or so, I've always been in the black. Phil's Gang is a class act. I'm happy to be a member.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
When the market's open, we watch the market all day long. And when we see there's an opportunity for a stock, and it's a stock that we've been following, there's a lot of stocks we put on our watch list, and it has to hit a certain criteria. Then when it does, we alert you. You immediately get an alert that says, we bought this stock, X stock, at $30. So you get an alert immediately. What's better than that? I mean, nobody does that for you. But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night, and you don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande. Is your business prepared to respond to any emergency in the workplace? Well, you better be. Let over 30 years of law enforcement experience go to work for you. Boyd Investigative Group is here for all your business security needs. I know. I use them. They're terrific. Call today for your free confidential consultation. 941-724-4535. That's 941-724-4535. Or visit them on the website, BoydInvestigativeGroup.com.
License number A1 90020.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now, worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days.
Welcome back. Learn, invest, and make profits with Phil Grande. Simply go to philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
God, this is ridiculous. I can't believe this. Over $100 to fill my tank.
Prices are too high as it is, so it's not a good situation.
Prices too high? Oh, wait a minute, but it's transitory. It's transitory. Your gasoline prices are transitory. Your food prices are transitory. It's not transitory. It's not transitory. See, the biggest mistake they made, the Federal Reserve, they should have been raising rates long time ago to fight this inflation. It's too late. So today, they thought they'd make everybody happy today. Everybody's going to be happy today. Market was going to go up 500 points. Everybody's happy. It's over now. Inflation's behind us. It's done. The bank stocks are rallying. The tech stocks are rallying. Let's have a party. Unbelievable. We have a worsening supply shortage. Our U.S. debt deadline is still sitting there, our debt to raise the ceiling. Unbelievable. It comes back up in December. And then they turn around, and what do? The Federal Reserve goes in and they start buying treasuries. They start trying to buying treasuries. Unbelievable. I mean, selling treasuries. Start sell treasuries. So we went from the 10-year treasury yield went from 1.3% to 1.5% in less than a week. Less than a week. The Federal Reserve, Powell doesn't know what he's doing. This is not transitory. This is not temporary. Are you kidding me? Here's the deal. So if you were buying today Apple, I hope you look at the trend of money in Apple. What's the trend? Stop listening to one-day news where they come in and they turn around and they get everybody all hyped up, go back in and buy the dip. Go buy the dip. Well, if you're going to buy the dip, you got to be thinking, well, what caused the dip? Inflation is behind us. It's over. No, it's not. It hasn't even started. They haven't even tapered it yet to raise rates because they know they can't taper to raise rates. So remember, when you have a dip and you run in and buy that dip, especially big tech stocks, you're addicted to those tech stocks, and you go buy that dip, remember what caused that stock to go down. What caused that Apple or Microsoft or the stock you're addicted to go down is the yields. The yields. They keep going up. The yields keep going up. When people sell those bonds, the bond treasuries, and sell them and keep selling, yields go up. That's very bad for you if you're in a tech stock. So if you bought on the dip today, then you have to better be convinced that it's over. Inflation is over. Now remember, we have the biggest debt in history. Biggest debt in history. So you're convinced, okay, so you bought Apple today. So the stock dropped from September 8th, the stock dropped from $157 down to $138. Today it's at 143. So you say, oh, whew, that's good. Boy, I'm buying Apple today. Well, my members aren't buying Apple. Number one, they know not to buy Apple because it's under a key support, the 50-day moving average. That means you have more sellers. We have many more sellers than buyers at 150. So you're at 143, and above you are a ton of sellers. That's called overhang. The other thing is the trend. The trend tells us there's still more people selling Apple than buying it. Our color-coded technology is remaining red. Those candlesticks all turned red. Our color-coded technology turned red for a purpose, so that our members, when they see it's red and they see that the Apple that had a low, the Apple had a low yesterday of 139.20, and now it's at 143, that they don't buy it, they're going to get killed. If you're going to buy Apple, you know where you buy Apple? When it gets back to where it was before, 157.04. That's right, because from 143.47 to 157.04, you got all these people saying, if I get half my money back, I'm out of here. You got all sellers in there. And you think buying that today, because these dopes on CNBC and Fox are telling you to buy in the dip? What are you, nuts? So let's go to the banks now. So now they say, oh, buy the banks. Everything's over. The only bank my members are going to be buying, if we get enough volume, is Bank of America, because it has an uptrend. And if I look and I take my chart over 6 months, if it breaks above 45 and a quarter, that means we have a new 6-month high, over 6 month new. That one I will buy, and I'll put a stop in under 42.40. If it drops below that, I'm out again. Would I buy JP Morgan? What are you, nuts? JP Morgan dropped like a stone. Like a stone. From $171. And this, remember, they had great earnings and dropped down to about 160. That's at 163. The trend is up, but guess what? There's not enough buyers. So you better not buy it between 163.37 and 171, because every time your stock goes up, there's all kinds of sellers pounding you and pounding you. Wait till you get above that high. See, this is what we tell our students every day. We take our portfolio and we go over every stock in the portfolio. Every stock, so our members will never be wrong.
Intel, continue to hold this one short with your stop at 55.
Every day we tell them what to do. We post it at 2 o'clock. All right, so if you go back and look at the bank stocks, again, would I buy JP Morgan? Of course not. Would I buy Morgan Stanley? Of course not. Because Morgan Stanley, like JP Morgan, Morgan Stanley is in a severe downtrend. So somebody bought that today, think they're getting rich. So someone who bought it today around $97, it's now 101, they think they're going to get rich. No, they're not. Good luck trying to get back above 105. It can be done, but why would you take that risk? Why aren't you in the stocks where there is little risk, if any at all? Why aren't you in oil? You know how long we've been in oil? We've been in oil when nobody wanted it. Oil. It turned green for us, oil, at around $20. It's at $24.60 today. That's a 23% gain. We got in because the trend was up, because it identified for us more money, there's more money going into oil than coming out. Our chart confirmed it, turned green, nice trend. So why would I go and buy a tech stock or a bank stock? What are you, nuts? You got to be out of your mind. You know, people who listen, they know nothing about investing money in the market. They don't know what a chart is, don't know how to utilize it. All they do is they listen to these people, and they wonder why they lose money, why 80% of them lose money. They don't get it. They don't get it. Here, give you a good example. Here's Kramer. Remember Kramer said to buy this stock right here?
Ticker NI.
Now there's a stock I want to own for everyone with good dividends, fantastic management. Buy.
When we get back, we're going to go over his picks against our picks. Join my gang free for 10 days.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
What, are you nuts? If the stock market can make you so rich, especially Apple and Microsoft and Google and Amazon and the rest, why are so many Americans poor? If the 401k promises you a retirement, then why is it we are in a retirement crisis? Here's the answer. Because 85% of you get out of the market too late. I fixed that with my color-coded chart, which tells you when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out. That's right, when to run like hell. Check it out. You get a free membership and the free color-coded chart for 10 days. Check it out, philsgang.com.
Short on time but want to invest in the stock market? Let philsgang.com help you. For only $39.95 a month, you get complete access to all of Phil's powerful investing programs, videos, and resources.
That works for me. Log in, watch the videos, and make profits.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com.
When the market's open, we watch the market all day long. And when we see there's an opportunity for a stock, and it's a stock that we've been following, there's a lot of stocks we put on our watch list, and it has to hit a certain criteria. Then when it does, we alert you. You immediately get an alert that says, we bought this stock, X stock, at $30. So you get an alert immediately. What's better than that? I mean, nobody does that for you. But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night. You don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Did you know breast cancer kills 113 people every day? It's unacceptable.
African American women die from breast cancer nearly 41% more than Caucasian women.
That's unacceptable.
Breast cancer is the leading cause of all cancer deaths for Hispanic women.
Breast cancer is unacceptable.
Together with Susan G. Komen, we're committed to reducing U.S. breast cancer deaths by half.
And we're going to do it by 2026.
Visit Komen.org/unacceptable.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. And that's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now, worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days.
Short on time but want to invest in the stock market? Let philsgang.com help you. For only $39.95 a month, you get complete access to all of Phil's powerful investing programs, videos, and resources.
That works for me. Log in, watch the videos, and make profits.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com. Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call, 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. So if you really believe that the inflation's over, we're not going to get any more inflation, and you really believe, okay, that yields, treasury yields, okay, are going to go down. The treasury yields are going to go down. Then, and you go ahead, buy. You can start buying if you think those treasury yields are going to go down, then buy the tech stocks if you want. Now, here's one thing we do know. From being in this business for 51 years, on this earth for 75 years, we know one thing. You never can make money fighting the trend of the money. If money is flowing out of that stock and you think you're going to buy it because it's on a dip, it's not going to do you any good. Not going to do you any good. You only buy on a dip if the trend of money is going up, not down. Then you can buy on the dip. You can buy the stock at a discount on a dip. But you got to identify first the reason that stock pulled back. What created that dip is inflation. is that inflation stopping. So if I took right now Wells Fargo, it's got an uptrend. Money's starting to come into it, but I wouldn't touch it. Why would I touch it? It's at $45. I wouldn't buy that stock until it's at $51.25, because from $45 to $51.25, you got all sellers. But what we did buy was XOP, oil and gas drilling. We had no sellers above us. The stock's up 31%, because that's where the money was going. Money wasn't going to Wells Fargo. The money wasn't going to Google. In fact, if you look at Google, money was coming out of Google. If you look at Google, money is still, even though the stock's going up, is still more money going out than in Google. If you're going to buy Google, it's at 2008-27, you better wait till it gets to 29.40 before you buy it. What are you, nuts? But why screw that? You could have been with us buying a refiner, MRO, up 41%. Or if you want to buy JP Morgan, you went to the JP Morgan, they're telling you now today, boy, these banks are making a load of money. You're going to get rich buying those. You go and buy JP Morgan on the dip. Buy it on the dip from 171 to where it is today, 163. You're going to get rich, they're telling you. Well, I'm not going to touch that. Not until it gets above 172. It's at 163. Why would I want to go and buy a stock and try to get from 163 to 172? We got all these sellers above me. I was much better off going in and buying Marriott. That's what my gang did. Marriott, up 30%. Hyatt, up 21%. So what I'm trying to say to you, stop listening to these people. Investing in stocks are easy. You just got to know what makes this dip happen. And is the dip now completed? And you know that by looking at yields. And if you don't have time to learn all that, which most of you don't, then you join my members, become a member, stay with our member portfolio, and every day at 2 o'clock, we post each one of our stocks. And as long as you don't go off the reservation, you're going to make money. Now, if you want to listen to these dopes like Kramer, and listen to every one of these stocks, he says how great the company is.
Ticker NI. They have
now there's a stock I want to own for everyone with good dividends, fantastic management. Bye.
He's right. He said, I want to own it. He's a fantastic manager, this guy, right? He wants to own this. Fantastic manager. Let's see what he says about the next manager, AEP.
Would you recommend AEP, American Electric Power?
Yes, AEP is such a remarkably run company, and by the way, very environmental.
Another company, remarkable, the way they run it. Oh, and they have trees and flowers. It's environmental. And they take their bottles and put them in one place, and they take their paper and put it in another place. They're so environmental. AEP told you to buy it. How you doing with AEP? Told you to buy it at $89 or $80. Now it's now $84. How about this one? Told you to buy this one too. DKNG.
How are you feeling about DraftKings as an entry point right now?
I'm a buyer, not a seller.
He is a buyer, not a seller. Too bad. You should have been a seller, because that's where the money was going. Every one of these stocks, he got his people in trouble. Every one of these stocks, the trends were going down. Money was coming up. All those folks had to do is simply put it on a chart that has color-coded technology. We're the only ones that have it. It's patent. And you would have seen. And in 10 days, if you think I'm lying to you, you get it free for 10 days. At the end of 10 days, tell me I'm lying. So they got these people. See, the way they get them is thinking because the stock dropped from 64 down to 49, it's a steal. It's a steal. And then he tells everybody the same thing. The company is well run and he knows the manager or the president or the CEO. That's crazy. That's crazy. Tesla. We've been in that stock a long time. But what we like about Tesla, there's no sellers above us. Why wouldn't you buy Tesla? The day that Tesla turned green, this stock has gone from 620 to 818. And there's no sellers above it. So that's probably about, I don't know, what, 15, 20% gain, something like that. So why didn't you buy Tesla? Why would you buy DKNG? That's ridiculous. You got to try to get from $49 up to $64, and they're all sellers above you. There's no sellers above us with Tesla. You see, you got to stop listening to these people tell you why stocks are going up. And these are the same people, when the market crashes and stocks go down, they tell you why they went down. They're going to bring on their experts to tell you why the market crashed. The same people are telling you to buy this stuff. Look, the stock market's easy. Just turn the TV off. Get rid of Barron's. Get rid of Wall Street Journal. All you got to know, very easy, is the money going in or is the money going out? If it pulled back and it's in a dip, is there more money now coming in that changed that trend? The trend of money is no longer going out. If the stock was at 80 and dropped to 40, the trend was going out. You just got to check and see if that trend is still working its way out. If it is, you don't buy it. It's not hard, but they take advantage of everybody. So today, this was a riot. I'm not saying don't buy Microsoft. I'm not saying don't buy. Hey, if you want to buy Microsoft, wait till the trend of money's going up. If you want to buy Apple, geez, don't buy it today. Wait till the trend of money's going up. It's going down. If you want to buy Facebook, for heaven's sakes, don't buy it today. The trend is going so far down, it's unbelievable. The trend has been broken. It's broke. If you want to buy Amazon, oh my God. Do you know you got to get from $3,297 up to $3,780, and those are all sellers ahead of you? Why would you do that? But if that's what you want to do, go ahead and do it. See, I like the idea of buying a stock where there's more money going in than out. Boy, that's not hard, is it? Now, do I say everybody made XOP, everyone made the 31% on that stock? I'm not saying every one of my game members made 31%, but they knew they had that opportunity. But whether they made 10%, 20%, 80, 31%, or 12%, it doesn't matter. They consistently make money. It doesn't matter if one person made 31%, another person made 10%. Does it really matter? No. What matters is being consistent with every stock you're buying. And you got to set the rules, the parameters, and you got to be disciplined. And we'll do that for you. We'll show you how to do it. It's free. Free for 10 days, for heaven's sakes. Your kids can learn how to do it, and you'll be the first time in your life you made money with the market going down, and you'll finally know when to get out, and you'll be part of the 20% people who make money instead of 80% who always lose money.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grande, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
It's up to me to make